Hello, this is Blue Star, Defender of Equestria, and I'm gonna do a brief introduction to the World of Tanks 360 version. And you thought the 360 was dead. Well, so that's what I think some people think, the 360 is dead and it's go, but it's not going anywhere. But anyway, so now I'm going to... starting capturing, yes. So I get to most of it. I was like, as I actually have been beta testing. Well, this game and stuff for 7 months on and off. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Not good, not good. It was unfortunately supposed to release in the summer, and it's only releasing now on the 12th and everything. So yeah. So before then, I think I'm almost certain we'll be doing a full review of this game. But I have to, honestly, I have to play it when we get out of what I've dubbed the beta syndrome, because according to that little number, let's see, can you see it? There we go, that's a little bit better. There are only 8,996 people playing this game, so it's not a lot of people in all honesty. Let's just say the tiers are very imbalanced in this game. I'm going to get to more on that in a minute. So I'm just going to give you a quick tour of this game a little bit, and maybe play a match or two and stuff like that, and we'll see. So anyway, let's get started anyway. So this is, unfortunately, not one of my tanks. This is the trading tank. This tank is most likely the one that you'll start out with. There's an American... It's the T1, the American tank. So first... I'm going to go to here now. I'm going to show you all the various tanks that you can unlock. There's a fair amount, but the PC version has a much larger, much larger selection of tanks, which might be good or bad depending on your point of view. So anyway, loading. Okay, so this is basically the research tree, or the research tree, or the tech tree and stuff like that. So yeah, this is the T1, the very first tank you start out with, and you get into what are known as tiers. This is what's tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, all the way up to 10. And each tank usually gets more armor, usually gets faster, the guns get better, and stuff like that. Again, and this is where the problem lies with this game. Like this tank, the Wolverine, you know, trying to fight one of these tanks, there'd be no contest. The Wolverine's gonna win. And that's the fundamental problem with this game, is that you can't stick a tier 5 with a tier 2. There'd be no contest and stuff like that. That's the fundamental problem. See, this is the first thing you need to know about this game. This game is... this is almost the Counter-Strike to Call of Duty in a way. It's like, this is not a rush the field game. This is a much more... You gotta be much more thoughtful and careful, and it's a teamwork-based game as well. Oh dear. And unfortunately, to a point, teamwork on Xbox Live, don't count on it. I'll definitely be commenting on that a lot more in the future. But anyway, this is the American tier. There's 3 main countries in this game so far. The Americans, the British, yes. There's a lot less tanks for the British. And the Germans. Yes. Yes, I mean, in general, the way this breaks down to, the Germans are kind of the snipers in the long range. They have, their guns are much more long range and a little bit more powerful. Have a little bit armor and a little bit more slower. Whoops. The Americans are all around and all that stuff, and might be a little unfairly balanced and favored towards them because I think they're trying to appeal to Americans and stuff like that. I don't know. That's the rumors. Anyway, and the British tanks are slow. Their guns fire really rapidly. They're not very powerful, but their armor is like really, really tough and stuff like that. So, yes. So now let's go to. Actually, let's go back to the garage, because here's their garage. And here's all the tanks. These 2 tanks I got for basically playing the beta and stuff like that. Yeah. So you get a certain number of tanks. Slots for free and stuff like that, and then if you want more you can buy them. So, but again, first I'm going to explain to you, there's a lot to explain in this game. Oh my gosh, that is an understatement. That's the news. Sorry, I'm flipping around here by mistake. So anyway, so let's go to here. So we're going to start off with basically the tiers. Artillery, which I don't have any. It's like, yeah, they're artillery, they're for tactical support and stuff like that. I mean, they're again, I definitely have a lot to comment on this game, but I want to keep this reasonably brief and stuff like that. So yeah, tank destroyers, my personal favorite. Definitely have they have long range guns, are usually a little bit more powerful. Their armor is forward face. Most of their armor is in the front and stuff like that, and these are currently my two favorite tank destroyers I have: the Marauder and the T-40. Because the Marauder, its gun can move so much, and that gun is almost unfair in tanks in its tier and stuff like that. T-40 is it's not a bad tank. I mean, I'm working towards the Wolverine. Yes, the thing with tank destroyers, for the most part, they don't have turrets. Like, you'll notice with these, they don't have turrets and stuff like that, because they're meant to be snipers or like support things. They're really meant to be attacking from long range, which I must admit suits me very well and stuff like that. With the exception of the Wolverine and the Jackson, which are the only two tank destroyers in the game that actually do have turrets and stuff like that. So, heavy tanks. This is the T-14 and stuff. It's exactly that. They're big, they're heavy, and they usually have really big guns and stuff like that. And there's a strategy and everything for every single one of these types of tanks. Like, obviously the tank destroyer, you don't want to get in close range, especially if you don't have a turret and stuff like that. Heavy tanks, I mean, the idea is to, break enemy defenses, but if you try to take on the whole team by yourself, you'll get your butt kicked. Which is pretty much what happens in any tier, any class of this game. Medium tanks, basically, they're in between a light tank and a heavy tank. It's like their guns are usually, they're in the middle. They're basically, they're in the middle. They're good at everything and stuff like that. Like, this particular tank has a howitzer on it instead of like a normal anti-tank gun and stuff like that. Like this one's a little bit more standard medium tank and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, I'm getting back to that. There's a lot to discuss in this game. I'm going to try to do things in order first. So now I'm going to go to light tanks. These are very early light tanks. Light tanks are really more for scouting and stuff. They're not meant... It's not like the difference... It's not like in Call of Duty, but like the difference between a submachine gun and an assault rifle and stuff like that. It's like these tanks are almost not for fighting. They're for spotting the enemy and stuff like that, which is sometimes absolutely critical in this game and stuff like that. So I'm pretty certain that was all the that's the main tiers of the tanks. So now I'm gonna go into the menus of the tanks and everything like that. Like, we're gonna go to packages. In the PC version of this game, you have what's known as modules, where you can research each individual thing, like the gun, the tracks, the engine, stuff like that. Here, you just get modules. Here, you basically get one. The final setup, you basically have two. In this case, there's basically a close range setup and a long range setup. Like, for example, this is currently basically the close range setup, because it's got a really big howitzer on it, which is why the tank gun is like this. It's like, because it's a howitzer. It basically fires a ginormous explosive shell and stuff like that, which at close range can, if it penetrates, will basically destroy just about any of the tanks in its tier and definitely do some serious damage. But, okay, going back. This is the other setup. Yes, I will select this package. This is a slightly more longer range thing. Because this tank is only a tier 3, it doesn't have a really big gun. This is only a 38mm gun and all that. But it's really good at long range. Fires reasonably. The lower tiers, the guns, they fire much more rapidly, but they're not really that powerful. So they're a little bit more forgiving. The lower tiers, in a way, are a little bit more fun, but it definitely gets very frustrating when you're fighting tanks 2 tiers above you and stuff, and all of a sudden this gun won't do anything to some of those tanks, and you'll just be shooting at it. So it's definitely very important to know your tank's strength and weaknesses and stuff like that. Like I was in a match where I had this equipped. It's like I was on one of the big long range maps, so it's like and stuff like that. And long story short, here is like I know that this is an effective weapon at close range, so I have to rush across the along the side of the thing and hope to get on the other side, and then I can do some serious damage and stuff like that. And that's the kind of things you got to do in this game if you want to do well. So yeah, yeah. There's usually at least 2 like levels of packages and stuff like that. Usually the stock version of the tank will be absolutely awful. It'll be awful. Then you get your first package, and it won't be so bad. Then you get the when you finally get the final ones, you know, then it'll start to be getting good and stuff. And then you want to start the next tank, and then you want to get the next tank, and then you want to do the whole thing over again. I will say this game is very successful at getting you addicted to it and stuff like that. And I have to say, in short, my thing with this is I definitely need to I need to know when to stop. I need to know when to just stop. Otherwise, I get impatient and stuff like that. Because you can definitely... And I'm afraid this is where a lot of my free time has unfortunately gone to. Which is why I'm afraid I've gotten into such a mess with my videos and stuff like that. So, so I really need to do a better job of controlling my addiction to this thing. Because it's like, I want the next gun. I want the next tank. Which is good for the company, but it annoys me nonetheless. So moving on to the next thing. Consumables. Come on, faster, faster, faster. These are basically where you can buy ammunition and special. I mean, in this case, it's a howitzer, so there's only one, unless you buy this, which is premium ammunition, which requires gold. But I'll get back to that in a minute. But I'm gonna say, in short, gold is actual money. So here you have what are known as consumables, and again, these require gold. These things are like repair kit, very important. Almost always go into a battle with a repair kit and a health kit, because you know because they can damage your gun and damage tracks and much more and stuff, and without this will instantly fix it, and without it you'll just be sitting there and you'll be dead, and then you'll die instantly. So yeah, fire extinguishers are usually good too, because like if you can't catch on fire, it can explode. That's most unfortunate. Ooh. So yeah, so these things these are called consumables because they can consume them and use them during a match and stuff like that. So equipment. Here, these are permanent things. These are kind of like attachments in a way, but they cost quite a bit of credits and stuff. The things like 10% to aiming speed, increasing the view range and all that stuff, repair speed, all that stuff. And usually, if you're gonna commit to a tank for a while, it's usually good to do that. Customize. Okay, so there's one important thing here, and the rest are kind of for fun. So let's start with the fun things. Inscriptions are just things that you can just put on your tank, blah 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 blah, and stuff like that. Emblems, again, are just things you can put on your tank. But the things that are worth spending your money on, your credits on, are camouflage. Because these actually affect how, you know, the distance that people can actually spot you at and stuff like that. So I find it's actually worth spending the credits on those. So, and of course, sell. So that usually helps a lot when you try to buy the next tank. For instance, it's like my next tank that I'm focusing on is this one, the Wolverine. So now I'm going to talk about a little bit about experience points and credits. So I promise I will get to some gameplay soon. It's like I kind of didn't really want this to be really long. I just want this to be an introduction and a bunch of it as proof that I do in fact I was in fact a beta tester for this. I didn't just make it up or something. But anyway, yes. So when you want to unlock a new tank, you have to do 2 things. First, you need to research it. It says I need 4,704 more experience points to research this tank. Because on this tank, let's see, does it say? I forget, what does it say? Oh, there it is. It says there, I have 5,261 experience that I earned on this tank. And this amount, the amount up in the upper right corner, under the invite friends thing, that is your free experience that you earn. That basically I think it's like 5% of your total experience you get in a match goes towards your free experience and stuff like that. So the two together combine together so that you could unlock this. So first you have to research it. So I'm going to go into here now. I'll show you. You see in the bottom right hand corner it says research price and purchase price. The research price is once you research it with your experience points, then you have to purchase it using credits, which are the silver credits, which are the second number in the upper right-hand corner, which is 110, 532, stuff like that. So, so unfortunately, I've got quite a ways to go. So, now I'm gonna go. So let's go to here. Let's go to the store, and I'm going to explain to you. Two things here. First of all, gold, which is the number next to my my gamer tag, which is 705. That this is actual money. See, this is a free-to-play game, and this is how they make their money. It's like you can buy gold for, you know, and stuff like that, and you have to pay real money for that. So you need, and why do you need gold, you may ask? Well, for two things. So you can buy premium, which basically, as it says, basically gives you 50% extra silver and experience. So if you're really serious, I mean, if you're really serious about it, if you're gonna play this game for a while, you may as well buy premium and stuff like that. You can also exchange gold for silver credits. Or I must admit, the thing I like the most is you can convert free XP from what are known as elite tanks, which, let's see, I'll go find one. Oh, elite or premium tanks. Like, this is a premium tank that normally you'd have to spend gold to buy this tank, but fortunately, because I was part of a beta and it was some event that we, everybody who got a certain amount of battles or points or whatever during a certain time frame or whatever got that for free. So anyway, this tank is actually an elite tank because I've actually researched, didn't have to purchase them. Like this package I didn't actually purchase, but I researched it. All of them are researched, and I researched all of these. Normally it's not as bad as this. It's like, let's see, is this one? I think this one is elite. Oh, I don't actually have this tank anymore, but but yeah, this tank is actually an elite tank because it basically has everything researched. So every experience point I earn on this tank, I can use gold to put it into my free experience, and therefore accelerate my path towards another tank. For example, if you really don't like a particular tank or something like that to get to another one, you can use the tank you do like, and then use your experience, and then use your gold to get free experience and help the progress towards the tank you do want and stuff like that. I mean, at first I'm against the free to play thing because you'll end up paying a great deal more. But I must admit, if this is all I intend to do, it's not that bad. I mean, I've spent like $6 already because I didn't have enough in my account to spend anymore. But hey, they work hard. They deserve to get some money. You know, I intend to probably get like probably put $60 into this, and then probably see how far I get with that, and then we'll see. But yeah, I mean, first I'm against it, but you know, this is. I mean, it's not so bad. I mean, the free if the free experience isn't too expensive, it's not so bad. So I guess enough of this. Let's just get into a match now. All right, this is all right, let's just get started now. Okay, it's like, oh my gosh, tier 10 already? My gosh. Yes, oh my gosh, that's terrifying. Oh man, oh goody, mountain pass. Oh yes, never think of penetration. Penetration mechanics are very complicated in this game. It's like, that's definitely a topic in myself. I recommend that you go to their site. I'll probably put the link in the description, but definitely go read this site and everything, and try to find out as much about that and understand it, because that can sometimes be the key. Now, what to do? So this is the map, of course. I must admit, I always like to see what other people are doing. It's like, I must admit, I'm not really that good at this game. I think everybody's going that way, so I'm gonna go this way. Oh yes, you have these things called radial commands where you can give orders to people, but a lot of people usually don't follow them and stuff like that, so there's no way it's not worth doing. Yeah, just about everybody went right, so I'm gonna go left. I'll probably get my butt kicked though. It's usually the way I roll. Oh, that didn't last long. Oh man, no one went on the bridge. So you know what? I'm gonna go on the bridge. I'm gonna get my butt kicked. I know I bet you the entire enemy team is coming up that bridge, but someone's got to do it. I mean, that's how I must admit do teamwork in this game. It's like I go where I think I'm needed the most, or or where my team isn't. And though in the vain hope that even if I get blown to smithereens, at least they'll know where the bad guys are. Stop. Oh crap. Oh, sorry. Oh, no. I'm doomed. Ugh. I am probably gonna die. I'm gonna... Whoa. Ugh. Unfortunately, you're gonna hear that sound a lot. You didn't even scratch them! Oh, well. It's what happens when you try to take on a heavy tank all by yourself. Oh well, see that's the important thing in this game is like it's a teamwork-based game, but that's the problem. Is like everybody that's the problem in that map. I mean, oh my gosh, I've been on the forums and people complain all the time about oh they're so stupid. Why did no one go on? It's a hard thing in this game. That's the contradiction to this game. But again, not gonna go there. I want to be reasonably nice to this game and stuff like that. So yeah, the good news is if you do, there's obviously, if you may have noticed, there's no respawning in this game. So that's it. Now you can sit and wait in the match and stuff like that. But I prefer not to. I prefer to do things like this. Yes, I think I'll use. Yes, I will use this one. Oh, actually, no, never mind. I'll use this one. That'll be cool. Yeah, I must admit, I usually do this a lot. It's like, oh, I got my book. Hey, oh, that's too bad. I'll just start another battle and stuff like that. Oh dear. Oh yes. Yes, there's like a few maps in this one. I mean that one wasn't one of my favorites. It's like I find some of these maps very frustrating. It's like there doesn't appear to be. There's always they just seem frustrating to me. I must admit, this is why sometimes I need to stop playing this game because I'll be all frustrated and everything and stuff, and there's some person trying to I don't know what. See, a lot of people have given up using headsets and stuff for the simple reason of that. It's Xbox Live. Everybody has really bad habits and stuff like that. Nobody listens anyway, so. I know what I don't want to do is I definitely don't want to go down the big deaf canyon on the right on what's my right side, and stuff like that. It's like that's the way I try to play this game. I mean, sometimes I try to just do. Sometimes I'll just, I'll just get frustrated. I'll just rush at the enemy, which sometimes is obviously not the right thing to do. Ugh. Who the heck is telling me? All right, fine. He wants me to follow me. Fine. I had. I resist people telling me to follow them, but it's like I don't know who the heck you are, but fine. But I don't have any other ideas. But yeah, there's the most of the enemies look like they're in the Death Canyon or whatever it is. We're gonna hopefully try to flank around them or something. Wait, what's? Ah. Darn, missed. Curses, missed! Focus in, focus in, focus in. Yes! Oh no, I've been detected. I've been detected, sir! Ah, rats. They got through! We're doomed! I've been detected again. Uh-oh. Ah, we're doomed. Ow! That's oh, he had the 105. What a shocker. That's unfortunately another typical situation. You're gonna, like, you shot him and his main gun totally destroyed you. Well, that wasn't so bad, though. Let's see. I did get one. I mean, Another important thing in this game is that it's not kills that matter the most. It's doing damage to the enemy and stuff like that that matters the most. Oh dear, well, that didn't end very well. But that's the problem with this game, is that you gotta really have a good team, and they all gotta be working together and stuff. And it's just easy for for things like that to happen. So so I think maybe just one more battle. We'll see. When in doubt, just play lots of battles with different tanks. This is another one of my favorite tank destroyers, simply because its gun is actually pretty good, and its gun has such a, you'll see in a moment, it has such a good range. It's like, whoa, I mean, again, tier 10, that's crazy. I mean, this game, it's been out for, I mean, it's been quote unquote live in sort of beta kind of way for like a week, and there's already people with level 10 tanks. That's crazy. Oh man, someone's got a lot of free time on their hands. But I can't pronounce this name. This is it's like, don't whatever you do, don't rush this field. Don't rush the field in the middle. It's like, don't rush across this field, you'll get sniped to death and stuff like that. So time to roll out. Now I think I'm gonna go over here. The only thing I don't like about this one is that its aiming circle takes. Oop. Beep beep. I'll fire anyway. Say yeah, I mean that big white. Yeah, that circle basically means. Oh man. Come on, faster. Oh, darn it. Dang. Ah. Oh! I'm gonna bet you it was artillery. That is a very annoying but very effective tactic, I have to say. See, I didn't even see the heck was attacking me. It's like, oh my gosh. That's the thing that drives me crazy in this dumb game is the spotting. Is that, yeah, I mean, now you can see that they've been spotted and they're over there. Dang, that definitely sucked. That sucked. I mean, I technically did the wrong thing in that I tried to shoot at the thing, and that's probably how they spotted me. But because yeah, that's the thing. Like that scout went right into the enemy team, and unfortunately, that's the thing. That's definitely the thing I dislike the most about this game, is that it's definitely one of these, you have really great games and then you'll have really bad games. There'll be days where you'll love this game, and there'll be days when you want to take your controller and throw it out the window and stuff like that. Let's see how I do. I really dislike this as well, because it's like reminding you, it's like buy premium. It's kind of annoying. Let's see, how did I do? Base captured. This was with the M2 medium. What a shocker, we got captured. We left the middle flank open, or whatever like that. Yeah, so here's basically, oh dear. So yes, you got, earnings, how much you earn, you're spending. Remember, don't fire blind, you actually are paying for your own ammunition and stuff like that. Yeah, it's like, detected, how much you do actually a lot more, you get, what's known as spotting. It's like when you actually spot an enemy tank and stuff like that. That's how light tanks actually get all their experience, is that they spot tanks, because their guns and stuff and their armor are not suitable for attacking medium tanks and stuff, and sometimes even medium tanks. Yeah. This has not been a good night. It's not been a good night. I'm not gonna lie, unfortunately. Oh dear. Well, I think we'll try just one more. I'll try just one more with this. Dear, oh dear. It's like, yeah, I mean, it's like, it's cool when you're able to actually do well. You made the right choice, but when you made the wrong choice, when darn it, yeah, that was dumb. That definitely bites. That bites about this game. This is why I kind of don't like this game. I like it and I don't like it. I love this idea, but the problem is that it's just wrapped in so many contradictions. It's like, I want that tank. I want the Wolverine. It's got a turret. Oh well, I'll get there eventually. I think I'm gonna be a little bit more cautious this time, and I think I'm gonna go up here and try to be a traditional tank destroyer. So, come on, you can do it. Yeah, it's like everybody. Let's see, what is everybody doing? Everybody's gone. This time it looks like it might be a little bit more balanced. We got everybody going down all three routes or whatever like that, so that's cool. Stop! Oh yes. Remember, these things are tanks. They got a lot of momentum and stuff like that. So, ooh. I didn't know that you could do that. Yeah. That was everything. Oh. Oh, curses. That's the other thing I don't like. It's like, you know, I'll see the enemy, but I won't be able to hit him from here and stuff like that. Because I can't shoot through the mountain. So, still gonna... Oh. This guy, however... Oh, come on. Oh, just behind the rock. Oh. What the heck. I'm pretty certain I won't hit him from here, but, you know. Ooh, I hit him hard. See, now you notice he disappeared. That's because whoever was spotting him got blown up or something, I guess. But the thing is, he's still there. He's still there, so... I'll fire one more. See, I actually damaged him even though I couldn't see him. Yes! I destroyed a tank without even seeing it! I love it when that happens. Come on. It's just behind that mountain. Just behind the mountain. Oh, duh. No. Sorry, I am... come on. Yes! There's quite a bit of lead on these, so you gotta be, Got him! Yes, I got him! I got him, sir! I got one! See, this is in a way an example of how you're supposed to, you know, if you play your tier right, you can do very well. Yes! So yeah, I'm definitely not going anywhere. It's like, we're doing pretty good, so I'm definitely gonna remain here and stuff like that. It's like, that's the thing with this game. It's like, I had a couple lousy matches. Now I'm having one really good one, so that's cool. It's like, how many did I destroy? I destroyed 3, so that's pretty cool. Oh. You definitely gotta keep situationally aware and be mindful of what's going on around you. Oh, yes! I remember why I like this tank now. It's like, its gun isn't the most powerful, but it's pretty good. Alright. Yeah, so I'm definitely not moving from my position. I'm gonna just stay here now. So, my overall verdict of this game is that it's definitely a good game if you know how to play it right. If that's the problem, you gotta know how to play it right, and you only learn that through bitter, hard experience by getting your butt kicked repeatedly and stuff like that. And that could be very disheartening and bad, to be honest, but still, I mean, I do like the tactical nature of this game. But yeah, I mean, you're like, oh, excuse me? Oh, I got a tank to shoot at. Or not. It's just behind the mountain again. But yeah, I mean, you got to know how to use your tank. Some tanks, even even tanks in the tier, like some medium tanks are set up more for sniping and stuff like that. Oh dear. Not doing good. Oh dear, we're not doing quite so good anymore. Uh-oh. Okay, so I guess they've just... I think I'm still going to remain here on the off chance someone... but maybe I'll move a little bit and see if I can get at... No, I can't. Not from here. The off chance that there's someone going around that bottom flank. I don't think there is, but... So I think they can handle it. Like, that guy's about to be surrounded and stuff by the tank, so... I mean, obviously at some point, I mean, like, I'm sure the other 3 tanks are probably at the base or something like that, so... Oh, in fact, they are. No, there's still one medium out somewhere out there. Ooh. Alright, I think I'm gonna go down there and go, oh, wait, maybe I can hit him from here. Yes, I got him! Yes! Sometimes, you just gotta be lucky. Hmm? I'm pretty sure the last enemy tanks are probably at the base, but I'm still gonna remain here on the off chance there's a tank sneaking around that flank. Yeah, they're both there, so I'm gonna... So now... Yeah, they're both there, so in the vain attempt that I could possibly help, I'm gonna go get them now. That was actually pretty... I mean, it's not over yet, but yeah, I wouldn't be betting on them. Ooh, they just took one out. I got one! Oh, no. Whoa, I got 5 of them in this. Yeah, that's the other thing, is like, you know, you can win up... Oh, that was a good match, Yes! Yes! That was a good match. That was a very good match. I'm very happy about that. Because, I must admit, I think in short, I played as a traditional tank destroyer. I played what my tank is really good at. And Reaper. Yeah, there are these things called medals that you could do with that. Ooh, I destroyed 3 tanks with a single round each. Yo. Cool. I actually kind of like their music. Their music's kind of nice. Oh, I was expecting a little bit more points to that, but still cool. So let's see. See, I got 5 kills, but there's 2 people above me because they got more. Because let's see, what did they do? They got... One person got more spots, and one person did, and I think they did more damage than I did and stuff like that. So cool. I mean, that's the thing. Is like getting the most kills isn't the thing in this game. It's stuff like that. So. So that was cool. That made me happy. That made me happy. So I think I'm gonna end this now, because one, this video is getting a lot longer than I thought it was, and stuff like that. Yes, I like this. I like and dislike this one. I mean, I'm definitely gonna looking forward to the Wolverine though. But anyway, still, I like this is definitely an interesting game. And when it comes out on the 12th, I suggest you give it a try. It's like, I would say. Yes, unfortunately, my video camera, apparently dropped the last few minutes of my my video. So unfortunately, I have to do this this way. Unfortunately. So anyway, I was gonna say that, yeah, don't get too frustrated with this game. It has a very, very, very steep learning curve. But yeah, once you figure out how this game works and how to play your tier and your tank correctly and stuff like that, it can be a lot of fun. It can be a lot of fun. It can be also very frustrating, but it can be a lot of fun, especially if you're a true teamwork-based person, or you have a good group of friends that you like to play with and stuff like that. So when it comes out on February the 12th, just, you can give it a try. See, you might like it and stuff like that. You might like it, and I definitely will be doing a full review of this game at some point. Anyway, so I hope you've enjoyed my preview of the World of Tanks 360 version. So until next time, this is Blue Star. Stay strong and pony on. And in this case, roll out. So anyway, yes, stay strong and pony on. Blue Star out.